It is my pleasure to introduce Greg. He has a YouTube channel called Anxious Greg, and he is a warrior friend of ours. And he is stepping up to share his personal, unique story and wisdom and gift with us, which is his amazing artwork. Hello, Greg. How are you?
I'm very well, Debbie. Thank you for inviting me to talk today.
You are so welcome. It's my pleasure, actually. So, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I consider myself to be a citizen of the world. I was originally born in Australia, and I studied there, and I moved to Europe, and I now reside in Europe. However, I've lived in many different countries. And I think that actually has a lot to do with my mental health as well. I've come across a number of situations in life, which is that kind of fight or fright situation. And a lot of times I've kind of taken the flight and moved on to the next location. And fortunately enough, I've had a decent enough education and worked hard to be able to seek employment and live a life as such. And I've just recently turned 46, and I got married, which has been lovely, and bought a house, and we're living in the Netherlands. And I had a burnout, essentially, at work, and that's kind of being the indicator that something isn't quite right in life, and I've known that there's something not quite right, and it's made me more aware about mental health. And I've recently been in quite a lot of treatment, and I've been diagnosed with PTSD, with depression and anxiety, and it's all very new to me, so I'm just coming to terms because the diagnosis has kind of put a name to what's been going on, and it's allowing me to sort of go through the stage in life where I'm deconstructing my life into lots and lots of different pieces and working out how to put them all back together again.
Right. I like to consider it like a big puzzle, right? And there's missing pieces. And our missing pieces are really and truly, I look at anxiety for me as a message from inner being, from my inside, saying, okay, something's not right. You're not listening to me. Listen to me, Debbie, right? And when we go and look from within instead of the outside world, and we are still, we do get messages, and they are powerful. And your mind is beautiful. Like, we all have beautiful, powerful minds. And in saying that, we are different. We are unique. We all tick differently, but we're all connected. So what I think is us with mental illness, anxiety, depression, autism, bipolar, schizophrenia, all of the labels of mental, uniqueness, I don't even like to call it illness, is like we were born that way. We were born to have that purpose. And we're not utilizing our beautiful, powerful minds because we've been convinced somewhere along the ways of being born beautiful and precious that we're not good enough. We don't fit in. We're not worthy. We're crazy. Do you know what I mean? And
yeah, I absolutely agree. Because I've also been tied into the stigmas associated with this. I had listened to the outside world that my self-awareness just didn't exist, and I'm only just starting to discover, self-awareness. And with my YouTube channel, it's about following that journey of discovering, of self-awareness. And I just, the crazy thing about all of this is that I just don't understand how the hell I got to the age of 46. And I'm only just really starting to discover mental health.
I
Because
know.
it's always been one of these taboo topics. It's always been on the side. And so I've never, even though I've known that I've had quite a few issues my whole life, I just saw myself as being different. And I remember of being a child. I remember that when I was a child, I used to lay on the lawn and look at the sky and watch the clouds, or lay on the lawn at nighttime and watch the stars. And I just used to think, well, come on, spaceship, come pick me up. You left me behind here because I'm just not of this world. And, this kind of childhood fantasy of believing that I was just so different to everyone else, it stuck. It stuck for years. And I never, ever associated it to mental health. But then again, mental health also, particularly when I was growing up, it just wasn't something that was talked about.
Yeah.
The awareness of mental health is something that's obviously very topical now. But certainly my relationship with mental health was very different when I was younger.
Well, and you said it just there, that you knew from a child that you were different. So right there, if we would, like when we were children, if we listen to that, that's a message from inside that you are powerful. Your purpose is to be different, to make a difference, and for people to learn from you, your uniqueness that you have to share with your world, right?
And I completely agree, and I think that's what really attracted me to your invitation as well. Talking about us stepping up and stepping out there, and telling our stories is going to help, a new generation of people, because they shouldn't have to experience the stigma, that we did, or the shame, or the guilt, and all the things that we go through.
Yeah. And, like with us that struggle with mental illness, we've been falsely led to believe that, mental illness is bad. It's, like it's, you lock us up and throw away the key if we dare say something crazy about what we see or what we feel, right?
And you live in fear. And
exactly.
I've completely lived in fear about this my whole life. I've created so many different personas to fit into different situations that I don't actually know who the hell I am. Because I just have all these other characters out there that have been the right person for that place at that time.
It's like we have masks, and we have to put the mask on so that we feel like we're accepted and we belong, but we really are different, and it's okay to be different. I don't care anymore. Call me crazy, call me insane. I have my beliefs, and they're strong, and nobody's going to take those beliefs away from me. You know what I mean? Like, and that's coming from a place of love from my heart, because I'm following with my heart now. I don't let my mind and the outside world tell me who I am, right?
Yeah. And I think this is what we were discussing earlier, how we're at different stages, and that's what's so admirable about what you're doing, is that you're at this, a very different stage to where I'm at. I'm still trying to put something in there to block the mind, and almost relearn the way that I think. And these may have been great mechanisms to get me where I've got in life. But, they're just not relevant anymore. They just don't work for me anymore.
Yeah. So here's the thing, Greg. If you think about it, your thoughts create your reality. You're the character in your own book. You're the character in your own story, in your own game, whatever you want to call life. You are the creator of this story that you're making.
Yeah.
So when you have a negative thought about yourself, it causes illness. It really does, because it blocks all of your good energy and all of your chakras. And I mean, I think that's why the world is in crisis right now, because we're all trying to numb our pain. We're all trying to numb our trauma. We're all trying to numb our illness instead of embracing it like a best friend and feeding it love, right? And that's what I've learned to do with my illness is when I get anxious, I come from a place in my heart and I feed it love and I talk to it and I say, you're with me. I know you're part of me. I love you, blah, 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 right? Because I don't know if you've had panic attacks, but they're debilitating. You feel like you're dying. But
actually, I've been making a video today about panic attacks, and I've kind of had some connection as to this feeling that overcomes me, as to what that may relate to. And it's been a bit of a revelation, actually. It's been a nice kind of experience to start to understand things better. But it's interesting what you say, taking care of yourself and nurturing yourself and stop feeding negative thoughts and things like this. For me, I've felt that that's a very selfish thing. I've always put everyone else first.
Me too. Sacrifice yourself for everybody else, right?
Exactly. And I thought that was good. I honestly thought that was good. And I hear people say, well, no one's going to love you until you can love yourself, or you can't help anyone else until you can help yourself. But it just sounded like something a selfish person would say. And I think that was a lot to do with my childhood as well. I was brought up in with a lot of talk. And it's interesting to try and learn now how to love yourself and how to take care of yourself.
Yeah. And when you say love yourself, it's all of yourself. So it's whole. So it's all your imperfections. It's your illness. It's your insecurities about yourself. You're perfect just the way you are. We're all equal. And once you realize that, it's powerful. I mean, you're getting there. You're rising up with us. And and honestly, the group has done it for me. When I was back in November, when I first started this, it was all about mental health. It had nothing to do with looking after me. It had to do with, I'm passionate about making a difference because it affects my family. It affects my son. I've always been the type of person to take pain and struggling and suffering and create something out of it. Like we did a learning center for my son in our community, and I've done other things. But when I got a diagnosis of brain aneurysms, I knew that I was slowly dying. I told myself I was dying, right? Because I was worrying about the future, not living in the now. Well, my group and the amazing people and the warriors that have joined me are helping me. So this is the beautiful thing about this group is we can help each other lift up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I really I put myself out there, as with a couple of posts recently of my artwork, and I haven't felt so supported in years. And looking at other people, the other members of the group, the things that they write and the information that they share, like I said before, I'm just so grateful that you found me.
Yeah.
Because I'm starting to feel very empowered, and that's not a feeling I've had for a long time, for a personal feeling. I've spent my whole life with a very strong work persona. and you can throw me into any situation in the corporate environment, and I will do 150%. You know, there's no stopping me, and I have the complete ability to hide behind that work persona. And this is really what happened. You know, when I had my burnout and my work was taken away from me, I didn't know what was left.
Yeah.
Because everything had gone into that persona, because that was what was protecting me and earning me money and giving me the things that I thought I needed. And you know, the burnout, I just thought, oh, I'll be back at work in a month. I'll be fine, having absolutely no understanding at all about the bigger picture and what this is, you know, really has happened, and it's actually been a blessing in disguise.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I can tell you, Greg, this is your passion, this is your purpose, and you are going to help change the world for the better, because it's time for us to rise and to be acknowledged for our beautiful, powerful minds that we have, and not hide behind a, you know, like narrow focused job that we're not meant to be, right? We're meant to be, I like to say, we're light workers. We're gonna help save the world with our superhero powers, right? Yeah. And I believe that. I do believe that. And, you know, I do believe that the impossible is possible. And your artwork is phenomenal. So
thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, keep sharing. We've been on for, I think, about half an hour, so we probably should sign off. But it's been wonderful chatting with you, and I will send you a copy of the video, and keep sharing your artwork. And you know, we've got that connection that we're going to do together. So yeah, the sky isn't the limit for you, Greg. Your thoughts are.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I've been looking forward to doing this with you today. And again, you know, I just want to thank you and everyone in the group for making me feel so welcomed. And yeah, I'm just generally excited to be a part of this. And I really hope that I can contribute.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you, Greg.
All right. Take care.
Have a great evening. I guess it's there, right?
Yeah. Dark.
Okay. Bye-bye.